Today I'm going to be doing my best at describing ZHANHU since this rework. So we're going to do this as fast as possible. Let's get into it. So if you dodge forward and guard break, you have a bash that you get a light on, and you can go into other things. Light finishers are unblockable. Heavy finishers are unblockable. And from my experience, the left track's better. Undodgeable area, which is good for catching just dodgers like Kensei and other ZHANHUs and stuff like that. But, you know, you may think like, oh, this mix-up's great and everything, and stuff like that, but where I see where ZHANHU really shines is being a counterattacker with his aggression. So he has a dodge attack. You dodge to the side and hit heavy, you'll do it on the same side, but if you dodge to light and hit heavy, you'll do it on the other side. His dodges are enhanced, but either or they're both parried. But heavy does give execution. They do the same damage though. So this is what I seem to have fun doing. So ZHANHU can cancel his dodge recoveries. Or he can dodge into cancel recoveries. I don't know how the fuck you word that. But basically it's bash, do an area, and then you can cancel the recovery with another dodge. Ooh, do a heavy, cancel the recovery. You can cancel the recovery on every single one of your attacks by dodging. Same with your feints. So you can be a really good unstoppable force. Not only that, he now has a better deflect. So just like your dodge attacks, if you dodge forward and heavy, that's normal. Dodge forward and light, it does that. But if you deflect someone, it does the same animation, but it's unblockable. So normally, what I suggest is, if you're mid-combo and you're doing all this stuff and someone tries to counter, like, you can do this and then get a guard break. Oh, that's cool and all. But what I tend to do is, if I feint it and someone goes for the heavy and they don't feint it, I just deflect. On the sides, I recommend deflecting with heavies, but on the top, I'd recommend deflecting with a light unless you know your opponent's like not gonna counter it, because it's kind of slow. But you can feint it if you want. I believe you can. When he does another top, I'll see. But really, it's just about, you know, see, like I didn't dodge cancel. So now it's just about keeping your opponent in these like constant barrage of dodge attacks and making sure that you keep canceling your recovery so you can keep just pushing and pushing. Although I wouldn't recommend doing that light one too much. Normally I don't go over feats because I just prefer if you run whatever feats you like to run. But I know that his fire feats are pretty deadly if you match them up correctly, and his third feat, if your opponent's on fire, you get a 40% damage buff, so it's pretty good too, especially since you have multiple things that you can set fire to your opponent with. So really, he's not, it may sound like, oh wow, you can really just keep barraging your opponent, which you're supposed to do, yes. So it makes him good in a sense, but really if your opponent knows how to counter, just parry, deflect, shit like that, you're going to have a hard time, and that's why you mix these up. Sometimes if you dodge in that way, switch it up with a light instead of a heavy so it comes out from the other side and they don't know what to do. He also has the unblockable guard break, so just feint the guard break if they throw a heavy. Unless they're expecting it, then just let it fly, go into the recovery, things like that. You just want to really abuse those cancel recoveries and make sure that your opponent is slipping up and that you have control over the fight. Because I really haven't seen a lot of ZHANHUs do that. So normally, it's like people always dodge with the heavy too. People always dodge with that one. They never use the light because they do the same damage, but the heavy gives execution. So typically, you don't see ZHANHUs mix it up unless they're very experienced. So I'd really recommend mixing that up and just keeping your opponent on their toes. Don't give them a chance to breathe. unless you need a chance to breathe. Make sure you have control of the fight. But really, that's all I can say for ZHANHU. He's a very simple character. It's just a matter of mixing your opponent up and confusing them with A, the recoveries for non-stop pressure, and B, the dodges, because people will get confused sometimes. One more thing, I'm also going to go over his max punish that I have seen. Turn his stamina on exhausted. Oh, that's mine. Turn his on exhausted. And this I would recommend you're doing if you have a lot of stam, and if you don't, I'll give you the other one too. So on dodge, area, top unblockable. But if you don't have a lot of stam, you also can do light and top unblockable. It's really only a 2 damage difference, so really it's not too different. Unless you have a lot of opponents around you or you're popping revenge, then definitely go for that area. But if you're trying to conserve stamina or make sure that you have it, just go for the light and then do that. But I believe I've covered everything about ZHANHU. I can't think of anything else that I haven't covered. If I have, if I haven't covered anything, just let me know. Or if I messed up the max punish, let me know. But I believe this is everything I can show you, and bye.